Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about In a Violent Nature. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Reviews for this movie are very good. It's critic reviews, that is. Has an 87%. Can't call that a negative. What I can call a negative is its audience score, which I'll talk about later, and I'll probably dive into that and seeing what people actually say about that later. But its critic score is an 87%. So yeah, I got labeled as a pro. Trying to think of some other pros. Let's see. This is from IFC Films. They haven't released too many movies. Not an overwhelming amount that has made like money. Their two most notable ones are My Big Fat Greek Wedding from over 20 years ago, and Boyhood, which is going to be 10 years old in a month. So that's interesting. But recently they had a hit in the form of Late Night with the Devil. Well, that movie had a bit of controversy with its use of AI in the movie, but for what it is, it did very well for itself. So they got a little bit of momentum on their side. So I would label that as a pro in a way, even though the whole track record is weak um, in the grand scheme of things. So I guess I'll label that as a bit. This is more of a minor pro. Uh, I think that's really it. I guess for it comes to like horror stuff, we haven't had any horror movies. The last one we got was Strangers Chapter One. We won't have another horror movie. Well, actually, next week we do. This I think is a horror movie. It's either a horror movie or a thriller. I can't. I don't know. It'd be one or the other. I'm pretty sure it's horror. It is horror. We actually have a horror movie next week. The Watchers, which is from M Night Shyamalan's daughter. That looks interesting. I might give that a watch just out of curiosity. But that is coming next week. But so that kind of invalidates. Oh, I thought it'd be nothing to deal with, but there will be. So never mind. Okay, cons. So its critic score is 87. Great. Audience score 46. That is no good. So I feel like this is one of those situations where maybe the movie isn't like how it was portrayed like in trailers. That's usually why a good amount of these movies, particularly like horror movies, get like a bad rap when it comes to audience scores is because like a lot of A24 movies deal with this, where the advertising shows some one thing and the movie shows another. People don't like that. But I'm curious to see what the real reason why the score is so low. I'll find out why. Uh, okay. We got some verified scores. Oh, we got some half stars. This will be fun. Okay, the first one, literally the first one you see is this was the worst movie I've ever seen. 90% of the movie was just the guy walking through the woods. It's extremely slow and in 4:3, 4:3 aspect ratio. I actually walked out. I want my money back. There's another one. One of the most boring movies I've ever seen. It should be called Walking Through the Woods. 2 stars. Slow. And there was no resolution. Let's see, another one. Don't waste your money or don't waste your time or money like I did. Couldn't make it more than 30 minutes. Second movie I have walked out of. Oh, here's a little fun fact about me. I've never walked out of a movie. There are plenty of movies where I really should have just left because I knew it wasn't going to get any better, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I'm here for the ride. I'm here till it ends because I want to see the whole thing. Like I sat through all of Madam Web when most people would have just walked out after like 20 minutes, but I watched the whole thing because I'm committed like that. So yeah, yeah, so boring and such a terrible ending. 0 stars if I could. The worst movie I have ever seen. Do not watch. They put that in all caps. Uh, Terrible movie. Too much loud Walking by the Killer. Generally the worst movie I've ever seen. Uh, but we got some 5 stars in here. Here's one I just see. To all the movies saying this movie is too slow, clearly didn't pay attention to the marketing. If you're looking for another brain dead slasher, this isn't for you. If you're looking for a fresh take on the slasher genre with some truly deranged and inventive kills, I can recommend this movie enough. Go in with an open mind or proper expectations, and your patience will be rewarded. Okay. Yes, there's another. This is like a 3.5 stars. Creepy, definitely for horror cinephiles only. Slow as molasses, but that's what I liked about it. Grinds on you bit by bit. Insanity at its finest. Uh, so yeah, so the people who thought they were just gonna get a regular old slasher movie, they're pissed. This is not what they wanted. So yeah, word of mouth is not very good. So I'm gonna label that as a con. Big old con. I can't say there's a cinema score because there's not. It's not enough theaters to get a cinema score. So yeah. I guess I'll mention, just like I mentioned the last 2 videos, market is bad. Every movie, there's like no, that we haven't had like a truly, I'd argue we haven't had a real mega, we haven't, I'm trying to figure out the right words. We haven't had a movie that really brought people to the cinema since Godzilla X Kong New Empire. That was in late March. Ever since then, it's just movies that have done okay to just a whole bunch of awfulness down below. And this weekend is not going to get any better. Hopefully, June it should improve. Realistically, ideally, it should get better. I mean, we got like Bad Boys Ride or Die, Inside Out 2, you got Quiet Place Day 1. I'm actually looking forward to that one. Um, things should get better, but right now it's a disaster. So, you know, terrible market, bad market, just bad everything. They'll label that as a con. And I think that's it. So opening weekend, looking at early numbers, I think they're up here. Okay, it's expected to hit like 2.2 million opening weekend. Apparently had its previews. They don't say it here, but its previews like 410K, which I guess for what this is all right. So I guess I'm gonna go with like around 2 million. So 2 million opening weekend. Final total. The word of mouth tells me this movie may have a short life, so I'm gonna say 5 million just to be safe. And that's it. So we got one more movie to discuss, and that is Summer Camp. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous cancel episodes I made on the channel. Not cancel. Damn. Prediction videos I made on the channel. You want to watch any of the ones I made this year, the past few years? Go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that are supposed to come out but didn't. Yeah, I made 247 episodes, 3 more, and then that series is done. It's finito. It's finished. So who knows when that'll be. But yeah, if you want to watch any of the past canceled episodes I made on the channel, you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My May recap won't be until about a week and a half. Stay tuned for that. It won't be fun, but I gotta do it. So yeah, so stay tuned. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.